Hey guys, what's up? Today's video is what is the best type of training program for a skinny guy? Okay, so there's a couple of different thoughts and approaches here. Like I've been a PT for about 12 years. Like now that I've sort of gone through a whole bunch of different programs and sort of like giving you guys a bit of a report and like a bit of an insight on each. So like there's a couple of different ways to go about it. I've done pretty much all sort of programs, like, you know, your 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, to, you know, your 3 days a week, and you know what one works best for the skinny guy. How did each one of them work? What was the response? And I'm going to give you guys a bit of a report and a bit of a summary, so I can give you some insight, so you can sort of have a bit of a takeaway here. So I want to start with the 6 day a week, 2 hour a day program. Okay, granted, this absolutely worked. Like, I worked my absolute ass off in this time. You know, it was brutal though. Like, you know, you're sitting in the gym for 2 hours, like you're just, you know, slogging away, lifting heavy weights, lifting a lot of volume. And look, I did put on weight. I did get myself to about 87 kilos at the time, and did it in a pretty sort of rapid sort of a fashion in about 8 weeks. So, you know, and I think I gained 5 kilos in that time. So, you know, that does work. Like, and there's no approach, I'm not going to say this approach doesn't work and that approach doesn't work. Like, all of them have their merit and all of them do work in a certain way. So, like, the insight on, like, you know, your 4 day a week program, so it's sort of taking it a bit of a step back a bit here. So, your 4 days a week, it just really purely depends on what you're doing. Purely, like, I feel like heavy weights I respond pretty well to. So that's what tends to build mass on me. Like, not to say that other ones don't. It's what I feel works best for me, is lifting around sort of that, you know, that 4 to 6 rep max range, and that tends to be my sweet spot. So what you'll find is you'll have like a sweet spot on your reps. You know, you'll have like a rep range of, like, say, whether it be 4, whether it be 8, whether it be 12. Like a lot of guys, like they tend to have responses to different training. So this is what I want you to be careful of, guys. When someone tells you that their way is the only way, you've got to be really, really careful, because no one way works the same for everyone. Like, what could work for me and what could work really well for me might not work so well for you. So always take that into account when you're trying to do yourself up a training program, or get someone to do one for you, or you're trying to sort of try out the new plan and the latest sort of gimmicks and, you know, the latest sort of training methods. So, you know, really take note of what your body responds best to. That's the best advice I can encourage. Like, personally for me, like, heavy weights work best for me, and like heavy weights and, you know, a 3 day a week training program I find is really work. I'm doing a 3 day a week training program at the moment. I find that's working really well for me. So I'm doing a full body day, doing 3 days a week, and doing about anywhere from 6 to 12 sets in a workout. So taking that into account, you know, take what you like from that. Like, personally, I don't go to max weights a lot. Like, a lot of people just say, you know, you hear the term 6 rep max, 8 rep max, 10 rep max. I don't actually go to rep maxes a lot. Like, I usually pull up a couple of reps short, you know, and the reason for this is you're going to build your strength and your size a lot more effectively here. This is just something as I've got older, I've started to discover. Like, I'm in my mid-30s now, and I want to be doing this for the rest of my life. So if I'm going to maxes all the time, it's going to put a lot of strain on my joints. You know, especially when you're lifting heavy, it can throw your form out, and that's when, you know, things start to deteriorate in terms of, like, your joints. So, like, I'm very smart in the approach that I go about it, but I also work very hard. And take away what you want from it, guys. I mean, like, I feel like, you know, if, just say you've got an 8 rep max weight that you're pushing, you know, just go to 6, you know, like, you're going to get a lot, if you go in a good volume manner, like, you're still going to get a lot of effectiveness from your workout, even though you're not quite going to max. So, great to share the video with you today, guys. I really enjoyed it. Let me know some feedback in the comments column. I'd love to answer some questions if you guys have any. Be sure to hit me up, and I'll look forward to doing another one very soon. Take care, guys.